This week on One Crazy Story, comedian Tom McCarthy joins us to talk about why he'll never steal anything ever again.
Probably of all the humiliating things that I'm going to lay out to you in a minute, sitting in the break room, the wig is sitting on the table, the girls working at the Limited are coming in and out for their coffee
or
their like, lunch break and just
flickering fluorescent light above you. You're just waiting to get questioned.
I was just sitting there shrugging. I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome to another edition of One Crazy Story. I'm your host, Nate Armbruster, and this week I'm talking with comedian Tom McCarthy. Tom's hilarious, great stand-up comedian, and you all should see him live. The guy cracks me up. For all upcoming dates and where you guys can see him live, just go to TommyMcCarthyComedy.com. A link to his website is in the description of this episode and all of his social media. So get in touch with Tom, tell him how much you loved him on the podcast, and go see him live. Support my friend Tom. Also, if you enjoyed anything I've ever said into a microphone, you can always keep in touch with me. Everything is at One Crazy Story or at Nate Comedy. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of the show. You can always email me as well at onecrazystory@gmail.com. And if you guys like the show, I'd really appreciate it if you went over to Apple Podcasts and left me a review. It helps the show tremendously. I would really appreciate it. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Now enjoy this week's episode with myself and comedian Tom McCarthy.
I was thinking that I would tell you about my brief incarceration. I've lived...
Tom McCarthy has been incarcerated?
Bombshell.
I mean, this is blowing my mind because you've never even told me this just in person.
No,
like as long as I've known you, probably 8 years or so now. As long as we've been
longer,
yeah. And not once has you ever said, I've been incarcerated, or who says that? Who says that like that? But also, you're the last person because you got this pretty, good.
So your perception of me is that I'm a pretty clean living guy, other than the crazy shit I say on stage or off stage. So
I mean,
good.
And by clean living, I mean like a normal life, right. Maybe back in the day, maybe you were drinking before you're 21 or whatever, like ooh, but you went to jail.
I've had like one speeding ticket in 20 some years. I pay my parking tickets.
Yeah, you pay your taxes. You're a good citizen. You're a good citizen.
I used to blow up crayfish with M80s and throw baseballs through windows. But other than that,
you knew a life before everything was recorded.
That's right.
Because, now, dude, I hesitate now before I do something, and I don't really do anything that crazy, but I'm just saying, when I walk around during the day, I'm like, someone somewhere is going to get this on video.
Well, when I went through my blowing up small animal and pyromania phase that all boys go through.
Seriously, it's a normal thing.
All boys go through it.
There's something about it.
Right before you learn about playing with yourself, you blow up things, burn things, and torture small animals. But so that's the only thing that I would cop to as far as being bad and borderline criminal, with the exception of what I'm going to tell you. So,
oh, gosh.
I was down in Kalamazoo for a Halloween party.
Okay, and now how old were you when this happened?
I would have been about 21, 22 years old.
So you could still just pass for just a dipshit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just a kid.
Most definitely a dipshit. And I was in college myself at the time, and then I had some friends who were down at Western Michigan University. That's how I ended up in Kalamazoo. Halloween weekend, and they were having a huge blowout, like a 300-person Halloween party.
Oh, yeah. You have to go to this.
And you got to dress up. And I love a good party, but I was never... I always had shitty costumes when I was a kid, and still to this day, I'm intimidated by Halloween.
Me too. No, I'm the same way. I never really dressed up as a kid. I was like, I was the guy that would just put on a jersey and I'm a hockey player,
Yeah, that's right.
That's as creative as it got. Never.
Yeah. I've done that many times.
But then I know some people, it's like, I'm like, did you pay to get that makeup done?
Oh, yeah.
You're like really into this. Like you look like you're missing an eyeball.
Well, even to this day, when I think I've got a good outfit, people are going. My wife and I, last year we went to a Halloween party dressed up as Jack White and Meg White.
I think that's pretty creative.
Awesome.
I think that's a great idea.
Awesome, all red outfits.
Yeah.
I like sprayed shit in my hair to make it jet black. I'm walking around with a flying V guitar.
Yeah.
My wife's got drumsticks.
That's great.
And people are like, and you guys are...
Jesus. I think that's brilliant, especially for a couple's costume. Because how many... I mean, I'm sure it's been done, but it's not like, you hack.
Right. I mean,
I think that's pretty creative.
So anyhow, even when I come up with a good one, it doesn't fly. So for this particular Halloween, my friends and I was with 3 other guys. we decided that we would dress up as like a hair metal band. I think specifically we're going to dress up as Motley Crue.
Okay.
Back at that, when I was 21, 22 years old, they were a big deal.
There's nobody's not understanding Motley Crue.
Yes, unless you have any listeners who are 12 years of age or younger, they probably don't even have to Google what Motley Crue looked like.
Right.
This would have been circa Dr. Feelgood. Okay. So we went to, it might have even been Halloween USA at that time. And keep in mind, at that age, we were partying all day. I don't know.
Yeah.
You would party before you would go out to party.
Yeah.
And we went to like a Halloween USA type thing the day of the party, which I think might have been Halloween itself. And
last minute. I love it.
Like wigs cost like $40 or $50.
They are expensive.
Yeah, we're like, fuck that.
Yeah.
No way are we. So we were kind of dejected, and we were thinking of, well, can we still just dress up in the costumes but not long hair? I'm
right.
Like, no,
like a short hair metal.
It's the whole purpose of dressing up as a hair metal.
Short hair metal.
Yeah, that's right. And I think back then we even kind of had shaved heads, you know?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that would defeat the purpose of going as a hair metal band. So we decided, no, we need wigs. So we went to a place called Fashion Square Mall in Kalamazoo, which was, I don't know if it's still there, but that was kind of their big shopping mall at the time. And this was in the 90s. So back then, a little history lesson for you, just about any retail outlet that sold clothes had mannequins, and the mannequins had wigs back in the day.
Did they really?
Now there's just these weird androgynous, freaked out looking things with no facial features, no hair. But
creepy.
Back in the day, even creepier is when they tried making them look like real people, but they all had wigs.
Wow.
And we're like, what a great stroke of genius. I think it was my idea.
That is a great idea, though.
Let's just steal wigs off mannequins.
That's a brilliant idea, man.
So going to Fashion Square Mall, and one of the first stores we walked by was a store called The Limited, and they've got this beautiful blonde mannequin with this gorgeous blonde wig just was screaming to me, that is Vince Neil right there.
Right? You're like, I'm in.
I said to my buddies, I was like, holy shit, look at that. Like, they're like, oh my God, that is Vince Neil. That's all you, man.
We have to steal it.
And being the narcissist, hilarious. Leo, future stand-up comic that I've always been, I was going to be the lead singer. There was no way I was not going to be Vince Neil. So I go in there, I take a look around, and I had a big, you can picture it. It was one of those big, like Levi jean jackets with like the fleece collar and everything.
Oh man,
that was those still look good today.
I think they made a comeback.
It never went away in my case, but no, I don't know what happened.
You're like, come back.
So I kind of look around. I size up the place a little bit. It was a very busy Saturday afternoon. The help are busy helping shoppers, and I went up to the mannequin with my friends watching out there. I just grabbed it, shoved it under my jacket, took a look around. No one's saying anything, and I just walk out.
Oh,
and I'm like, this is the easiest heist I've ever pulled.
That's great. And were you antsy or nervous at all? Like, were you like,
I was too drunk.
Okay.
I'd been drinking Mad Dog for about 3 hours at this point.
Because I was gonna say, sometimes it's like, I mean, that's because it's just nothing. It's not important. Even to the employees, they'll be like, just give it back, get out of here. It's not like you're stealing. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, what's the punishment, really?
It was pretty exhilarating stealing.
Right, but that's
I
what I mean.
recommend it at least once in your life.
That's what I mean. Like, I mean, that's the whole klepto thing. It's like, what are you stealing? It's worthless. Why are you stealing that? It's like, no, it's like what you get from the actual action of stealing. But that is a huge rush. But that's what I mean. Like, some people just, I don't know. This seemed to be your idea. So it's not like you were that. You weren't questioning this move at all. You were all in.
It just, and I jammed it up under my jacket. There was like maybe a few little tufts of blonde hair sticking out the top. And just walking out of the store and seeing the mannequin without its hair gave me the giggles too. I'm just laughing. And I kind of motioned to my friends like, hey, like meet me out by the car, because I wanted to walk out by myself. So
we can't go in a group. No. That'll blow your cover.
I'm being as nonchalant as I can, and I'm looking around, and it takes me a couple minutes to walk actually out of the mall to the parking lot. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why don't I steal more often? That was just so goddamn easy. Why would I pay for anything?
Yeah, right. And you're like, I can't believe I just walked in, grabbed this thing, and not one person said a word to me.
Not a word. And I didn't take more than 2-3 steps out of that place.
Out of the mall.
And I get tackled from behind. somebody squares me up in my lower back, and I thought it was one of my buddies.
Yeah, which you would think, like, I did it.
And I roll over. I'm like, what the hell, man? And it's this undercover shopper lady. She's got like some bullshit Fashion Square Mall badge.
Oh my God, dude.
Head. She goes, open your jacket right now. Open your jacket immediately. I'm like, hey, lady, sorry. I open it up and she grabs the wig.
Oh my God.
She goes, you are in big trouble, sir. I say, I'm in big trouble. I'm just messing around. I'm just,
yeah.
And she could probably smell how badly I reeked of man.
Right. And you're obviously just a kid, you know? It's like, I mean, so it's like, but you just tackled the guy.
And then she
LP,
was just
man, loss prevention.
She was as butch as it could get. You would have thought she landed Al Capone.
Football player, man.
I mean, she was just like, she was
aggressive.
Yeah, and she kind of grabbed me and made me get up. And she goes, "You're coming with me." I said, "I'm not going anywhere."
Yeah.
And she said, "You are coming with me. We're gonna see what the police have to say." The police.
She's the same person. That's just.
Oh, and it was so embarrassing. If you can picture, I in my full-on shoes, and I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
At that time, I probably weighed 230 pounds. This big burly guy getting walked through the mall. So she's got me by the scruff of the neck in one hand. She's holding the wig in the other.
Like the perp walk.
And all the people rubbernecking, looking at me. And of course, my friends are about 20 paces behind. I could hear them laughing their asses off.
Holy shit. If I saw my friend get tackled by a lady and working at loss prevention for Macy's or wherever, or the Limited.
Yeah. Well, when they walked me into the Limited, it was the manager lady goes, That's him. I was like, I'm not denying it. Hey, I'm sorry.
I stole a wig. Why?
Like, I mean,
it's not even merchandise, lady. I mean, it's just like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it's illegal still, but damn it, calm down. I didn't steal like clothing or anything. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is less.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just be like, can you give it back? All right, get the fuck out of here.
They
fucking drunk kid.
She asked the manager what she wanted to do, and the manager said, I want you to call the police. And so they put me in a little break room.
You caught her on such a bad day. Like, I mean, had you done this any other, she had to have just been, I mean, I hope she's not like that day to day. Whoever would just do that. Because, I mean,
I would have kind of laughed.
I would have made you, I mean, for stealing a wig. It's not like you stole, like, that's what I mean. Like, I'd be like, first of all, give it back. Second, why did you do it? Okay, that's hilarious. And then I'd probably let you have it.
I think I told.
Because I'd be like, this is hilarious. I mean, it's ridiculous. Why would you steal a wig? You're not just trying to be funny. There was an actual reason.
Well, the manager
you were just being a douche.
The manager was kind of youngish and kind of cute, and I thought I was kind of clicking with her.
Right, yeah, so you're trying to get her phone number.
It is a practical joke. I'm not trying to mess with you or your store. It's a practical joke. My buddies put me, I shouldn't have done it. I said, but this lady's being a total bitch.
Like, this
was the wrong thing to say. Because now
you actually said that?
Yeah, now the Cagney and Lacey lady's getting even more worked up,
dude.
And she's like, make sure you tell the police that I'm a total bitch. They'll love to hear that. And
oh my God. Well, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, if she saw you steal it, I mean, I guess if you don't know what someone stole, maybe you gotta really crack the whip. But then you find out, like, oh, it's a wig. You're just, all right, why are you doing this Halloween party? That's kind of hilarious, but we still have to give it back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the?
Probably, of all the humiliating things that I'm going to lay out to you in a minute, sitting in the break room with the wig is sitting on the table. The girls working at the Limited are coming in and out for their coffee or their lunch break and just
flickering fluorescent light above you. You're just waiting to get questioned.
I was just sitting there shrugging. I'm sorry, And so it takes maybe 20, maybe up to 30 minutes for the police to arrive.
See, that's the mind fuck. They're like, let's fuck with them a little bit. We're just gonna.
They were Kalamazoo County. Kalamazoo County. Police or sheriffs, whatever they would be called. And I seriously, like I was saying at the top, I've had very little interaction with law enforcement ever. I would wave at them when I was a little kid. They would come to my school and I'd have them sign my book. And I was like, I'm going to be able to talk. These guys will understand. Right. Hey, I'm just fucking around. Yeah.
Guys. So you're still like, it's all good. You don't really think, you're not like upset or anything. You're just like,
no idea what was coming.
Oh my God.
Well, as soon as the break room door opens and they walk in, the undercover shopper lady, she knows I'm personally. Cherry Steve, yeah, thanks so much for coming. Yeah, we got a real problem here. This hot shot thinks it's a good idea to remove items from our mannequins. And he doesn't he? And he starts talking, and what are you doing here? And I told him, I said, guys, I was pulling a practical joke.
Yeah.
My buddies were out there watching, and the cops were like, are your buddies still here? I'm like, yeah, I would assume so. I don't see anyone out there. And, I was like, well, that's what I was doing. And I told him, I said, we're going to a Halloween party. You guys know Motley Crue, right?
Right. Yeah, you're trying to relate to
him. Girls, come on, guys. Yeah, we know Motley Crue. I was going as Vince Neil. And they were unimpressed.
But yeah.
And
you got to sing every song for him.
Yeah, and he said, well, as I see it right now, you're looking at either a felony or a misdemeanor, depending on what that wig was valued at.
Holy shit.
Valued at? Was it for sale? I didn't see a price tag. And he goes, well, if I can get a hold of my wife, she owns a beauty salon. I'm going to call her.
Oh my God.
And describe the wig and see what she says. So this cop gets on the phone, gets a hold of his wife. Even he probably hit. Right. Hang up as soon as he dialed. There probably wasn't a wife.
He's just like, yeah.
He's like, Cheryl, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, everything's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Meatloaf will be fine. I don't know. 8. Okay. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm here at Fashion Square Mall, and we're in a store, and somebody removed a wig. I want to describe it to you. It's it's about shoulder length. It's blonde. It's got some platinum blonde highlights in it. It's real easy to the touch, real smooth. Yeah, horse. It could be horsehair. I think it could. Yeah. How much do you think that's worth? Oh, okay then. Are you sure? All right, bye, hon. We'll see you. So he gets off his fake phone call with his wife. Says, son, I got bad news for you. That wig's valued at about $200.
Oh my God.
You're going to jail.
Oh my God.
I'm going to jail. What? He goes,
yeah, and you're still like.
He goes, that's felony removal from a store. Anything over $100.
Is it? Holy shit.
Felony removal from a store is what I was being charged with.
Oh my God.
They handcuffed me.
Holy shit.
And marched me, and now things are getting real, man.
Yeah, because you're in cuffs.
Oh man. And
they're not just scaring you.
They jammed me into the back of the car and drove me right down Michigan Avenue to, it was about a 10, 15-minute drive to the county jail.
Holy shit.
And this was at about, now I'm going to say it was about 3 or 4 o'clock on a Saturday. So they throw me in a holding cell with a guy who's going completely apeshit about something. The guy's frothing at the mouth. He's just wearing a pair of boxer shorts.
Jesus.
And I'm a clean living college kid all of a sudden thrown in there.
Just
and, totally freaking out. And then
so now you're like, oh,
they started processing me. They stripped me naked, threw me in the cell. They looked up my ass. I'm like grabbing my ankles with no clothes on as a guy's spreading my butt cheeks apart, and I'm like, help!
And you're like,
a wig?
Yeah, I was gonna say. You should have wore the wig during that.
The Halloween party was.
They're like, they let me keep the wig for the cavity search.
The Halloween party seemed like a million years away. They process me. They give me, and this is an important part of the story. If you're ever going to get incarcerated or thrown in jail.
Mm-hmm.
Do it before they get busy for the weekend. Like maybe Friday morning, Thursday night.
Yeah, right.
Because 4 o'clock on a Saturday, all the regular fitting jumpsuits had already been handed out. So I already described at that time, a 6'2", maybe 230 pounds. They gave me a medium.
Oh, shit.
It took everything I could to get it up over one shoulder. I've never worn a jumpsuit before or since. Why would a guy, you know? Unless you were in jail, or
So they put you in like.
They put me in lockup,
man.
And they said as this whole thing was going down, they said you've got a real problem because there's not a judge or magistrate who's going to be able to set your bond
until Monday at least, and you got 20 people ahead of you, and that could take forever because you got DUIs, probably robbery, or who knows, or whatever,
Exactly, and there was no way out of it. And with my one phone call, I called my girlfriend at the time, read me the riot act, and basically told me to go fuck myself.
Really?
And I was either gonna call her or my dad, and I was like, I am not calling my dad. I'm gonna call her to see if she can come up with a plan to get some cash available in case, and just let her know what happened.
Okay, because you're not calling your parents. You're like, let me figure this out before they know. Because because
we were on. I was on kind of shaky ground with that girl at the time, anyway. And she basically told me to go to go fuck myself, and you're a dumbass, and all that stuff. So,
oh my God, yeah, she was just looking for a reason to tell you everything she's wanted to say.
So things are looking real grim. I can't believe what has transpired in the last 90 minutes of my life.
That is unreal, man.
So they give me
that is crazy.
They give me my toiletry kit, which is basically just a toothbrush and something else. I managed with all my might to get the other shoulder into the jumpsuit. It's one of the reasons I wear loose-fitting clothes to this day. I can still feel the pain of between my legs of what it felt like to be in that.
So uncomfortable.
And they came down to like mid-calf too, the whole thing. And my arms look like Wreck-It Ralph in this thing. They give me my toiletries and my mattress. I had to drag my mattress down the cell block. And just the cat calls, I can still hear today.
Because you're in the tight jumpsuit.
Hey, hashtag me too.
Yeah,
the
seriously.
things that were said to me, fresh meat, college boy, fresh white meat, college.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the repeatable things.
And now this is just jail.
It was a Kalamazoo County lockup.
So so this is, I mean, you're not in like prison.
No.
But still, that's like, you're still in there with some weirdos.
Some real deal criminals.
Yeah.
I'm a wig thief.
Yeah.
So I get to my cell, and there, I think were 4 other guys in them. There was two black dudes and one like Aryan Nation neck tattooed looking, and this was in the 90s before neck tattoos were cool.
Yeah,
before you saw soccer moms with them,
right? Like this
just
was
a real scary looking dude.
That guy has murdered somebody for sure.
And the one guy who I actually kind of semi-befriended, I found out later that his name was JR.
I wish you were going to say like you're still friends with to this day.
Who knows?
Well, JR,
Facebook,
JR, man, we're still friends to this day.
He might be on the inside still. But,
oh man!
As soon as I walked in, he slaps his buddy on the knee. He goes, "Yo, check out Hoof." I'm like, wow, I've never heard that before. Hoof. I'm like, I'm just standing there with my mattress.
You're just like, hi guys, I'm Tom.
Yeah. And
did you understand? You understood what was happening to where like, okay, maybe I should keep like the. Well, because you want to start off on the right foot with these people. But
I was going to front like I was hard. I was already coming up with a backstory.
Yeah, you got to like stab a guard on the way in.
What are you in for?
Yeah.
What are you in for, man?
You're coming up with a story and shit. So they say, check out Hoof.
Yeah, he goes, yo, check out Hoof, man. And they start giggling, and he goes, holy shit, hey, what up, Hoof? And I'm thinking, okay, here's how I introduce myself. And I said something to the effect of, what do you mean by hoof? That's a nasty ass camel toe, yo. And that's the first time I had ever heard that phrase. I was like, okay, all right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And they're like, you need to get resized, man. So that's kind of, and they actually ended up being kind of cool.
Yeah. That's great. That's so funny. At
first they said, what they got you in for, man? They said, you don't look like you belong here. And I told them, I pulled a prank, and now I'm going to be in here to Monday. And they're, like, what type of prank did you pull? And I told them, and they were laughing their ass off. So I was christened college boy.
Yeah. And
even though they were somewhat friendly to me, they invited me into several games of cards.
Yeah.
Which to this day, I don't even know how to play Go Fish.
Yeah.
If you want to live on the wrong side of the law, you better learn
like euchre
a couple
or
card
something.
games.
Yeah,
Yes.
like rummy.
They were playing hearts or crazy eights. The whole I don't know what the hell they were doing, but they played cards constantly. My food was stolen from me twice. Two times I got a little chicken rondelay sandwich put in front of me, and as soon as I went to go grab it, JR grabs it from me.
That's so funny.
And he said, you ain't need that the way I do, college boy. You're getting out sooner.
Sad but true. And what are you going to do, fight JR?
By this time,
I want my chicken
my eyes were welling up a little bit, and the hours went by so slow. And then, insult to injury, this happened to be the particular day that year that you fall back, that the clocks go back.
Oh,
so when it got to like 2 a.m, it just sat there for 2 hours. It didn't move. I'm like, fuck.
Daylight savings time. Just fucking like, yeah.
All of Sunday goes by, and JR, sometime on Sunday, a group of guys from like the general population who just weren't there for holding purposes.
Like Gen Pop.
They go, and I did
Gen
find
Pop's
out what everyone was in for. One, the Aryan Nation guy was in there for battery on his spouse.
Okay.
JR was in there for possessing crack cocaine.
Okay.
And the his buddy was in for selling cocaine or something. And
He
then
sold
there was
him.
one other guy that I don't really
He sold
remember.
JR the crack. They just went to jail together.
Here's who the wig thief is in there with.
Yeah.
And
damn.
these guys from general population come by and they're pushing brooms and they're kind of cleaning. And when the one guy goes by, JR gets real excited. He goes, "Yo, college boy, you know who that is?" And I said, "I don't have a clue, man." And he reaches up under his mattress and pulls out 2 magazines. One was an Ebony and one was a Billboard magazine. He goes, "Check it out, man. That's El DeBarge, Rhythm of the Night." So if you're not familiar, if you Google, he had a couple of hit songs.
Yeah.
He was part of the singing DeBarge family. And was a big time R&B star. And he was thrown in jail earlier that year for cocaine trafficking, and he happened to be being held there.
Holy shit! So that was really him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude!
And they would whistle his songs, and they would start singing "Rhythm of the Night" when we'd go by. So JR was very thrilled about that.
That's. That's for someone if he's been there for a while. I mean, I feel like in prison or jail or when you're locked up for like long enough, that becomes the best story ever, or like I don't know, like what I mean.
A brush with greatness.
Give me anything good about this place, and it's like, shit.
Yeah, you got to keep things fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
So, JR,
you probably helped JR's life a little bit, showing up, giving him something to laugh about.
Let me tell you how it helped his life. JR had a nasty sinus condition, like a really just nasty cough, snots the whole time.
You ever use a neti pot? The neti pot changed JR's life.
He was telling me how he had plans of suing their asses off. They won't give him proper medical care because he had been in there for a total of about 10 days at this time.
Oh man!
And he goes, I'm writing letters to my mom, and she's going to help me, man. They're trying to kill me up in this bitch, and And he goes, I need some antibiotic. I need some type of care. And he said, I tell you, you know what, college boy, you're going to help me write a letter to my mom.
Oh, there you go.
I was like, yeah, no problem, man. And he said, she needs to know what's going on today with all this new shit with me. And I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. He goes, all right, how do you spell phlegm? So in my lifetime,
yeah,
I had a incarcerated crack. Well, I guess JR was for possession. A crack smoker.
Yeah,
asking me how to spell phlegm. How improbable is that?
Unbelievable.
And I said, phlegm? He goes, yeah, shit I've been coughing up on phlegm, like snots. Oh, yeah, I know. Phlegm is PHLEGM.
That's really it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not FLEM.
And JR's face got even more twisted and contorted than yours just did. He said, I'm talking about the shit you cough up, man. I said, well, no, that's phlegm. That's the pH. And he had never.
Yeah.
Kalamazoo.
Well, it sounds like you're just
failed him.
I mean, that's also like how many times do you spell that in your life?
Right.
So like for him to question it, it's like, all right, but
good
to
point,
him,
but yeah.
to a guy in jail, this fucking guy is fucking with me.
He thought I was messing with him.
Yeah.
But so I helped one of my fellow inmates write a letter to his mom where he needed to talk about his problem with phlegm and that he needed an antibiotic.
Oh, I wonder if he got the antibiotic.
You have to basically
right.
strip completely down to take a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a little toilet in the middle
and
of.
everybody sees. Yeah.
I mean, it
Crazy,
was
man.
like all these years later. I do laugh about it. It was
funny.
Such a crazy, but it was borderline depressing. And I there was times when I thought I was going to freak out and I needed to call my dad, but I knew I had to wrestle. Had I called my dad, ultimately I would have ended up in more trouble.
That would have been worse.
Right.
Dude, that's the thing for like.
So
you know what's bad when you're like, I'm not calling my dad.
No.
I'll be in worse trouble.
My friend Tim. So I get pulled out.
Did you end up staying through like Monday and that?
Yeah, sometime Monday morning I get pulled out, and the magistrate would actually come to the jail and run through the docket.
Yeah, because I'm sure some of that shit's just like here,
Yeah.
Let me just write these.
They and there was, I guess it would have been a public defender who gave me some basic instructions And I explained to them, and they said to enter a plea of no contest. And I entered a plea of no contest, but then had to appear about a month later at the Kalamazoo County District Court. So I ended up getting released. I think it might have been about $200 to get me released. And one of my friends who was with me is the one who came with the cash and just was laughing his ass off.
That's hilarious.
When I got back to school that Monday night, my roommates had converted our apartment into a makeshift jail. They went out and got cardboard and made like little cardboard cells. So they had a jail party on a Monday night.
Did you find out? So you missed the party though.
Oh, missed the party.
Did you find out? Did you miss anything good? Was that insult to injury? Just like how much fun they had on Saturday without you?
They chanted nearly nonstop.
Free Tom.
McCarthy's in jail. McCarthy's in jail. You know, the level of empathy with your typical 21-year-old college kid.
Oh man, the one time you're like, man, I wish there was a video camera on your cell phone that doesn't exist yet. How do I know what that cell phone is?
Kind of the funny postscript is when I had to drive down to Kalamazoo about a month later, and I don't know what it would have been when you enter a plea of no contest. I had to go, and the plea had to be recognized, and there was punishment. I mean, I was nervous. It was on my record for a little while, and then fell off if I stayed clean or whatever. Because I was getting ready at that time to get out in the working world. Yeah,
you want like a real job and shit, or like you can't have this bullshit ruining your life.
Yeah,
you can't get a job because you stole a wig.
So,
that's great. Well,
when they call the docket, when you're at a district court, it's boom, 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 one thing after, and it's a hodgepodge, a menagerie of everything. You know, a guy gets called up for domestic abuse, a guy gets up for selling drugs, a guy gets up for a DUI. Assault and battery.
Stealing a wig.
Then, after sitting there for about 90 minutes, people of Kalamazoo County, Michigan versus Thomas Gerald McCarthy. Mr. McCarthy, it is alleged that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, October 31st, you entered the retail location, The Limited, and removed a wig from a mannequin. And like the judge even kind of giggled a little bit. And he asked me, he said, why did you ever do a stupid thing like that? I said, Your Honor, it's a long story. and that was it. It was on my record for maybe a year or 2 years, and then I was done with it. And I swear to God, since that time, I know for a fact, I actually think I've had 2 speeding tickets.
Yeah.
And that's it.
There you go, Tom. But you learned your lesson.
A wig, I was strip searched. I was I was giving a nasty stained mattress. I had 2 chicken sandwiches stole from me. I helped.
You helped JR spell phlegm.
I helped a cellmate spell the word phlegm, and live to fight another day, man.
Oh, well, I'm happy you made it out alive, Tom. I'm so glad, and I'm glad you never stole anything again. See, that probably affected your life in a way that you don't even know.
It's just another could have been story in the journey.
That's right. Anything you want to promote? Any website you got? What do you got going on? You have a website where people can see you live?
When do you think this posts?
Next Wednesday it'll be
Next
up.
Wednesday. I will be at, check out TommyMcCarthyComedy.com. You can see all my upcoming shows. I do know that I am at Big Tommy's in Novi.
Awesome.
Next Friday and Saturday. And I am drawing a blank on where else I'm in October.
But all your dates are on your website, though, right? So if someone hears this like a month from now, they can go look you up and see where you're at.
Check me out on Facebook, and thanks for having me, Nate. I love your show. I love following it, and great to be here.
Thanks for being here, Tom.